Welcome back, everyone. I'm the Depressed Eeyore, and this is Arkham Horror the card game, doing the Forgotten Age. It is very late. I should probably be asleep, but I couldn't sleep, and I have an early morning meeting, so I'm just staying up. What better way to stay up than to go into the depths of Yoth? So, with all that done, let's go ahead and dive right in. I'm just making sure I didn't miss anything else. I don't think I missed anything. We're starting with 3 less resources on Rita. Everything else is kind of good to go. Alright, the depths of Yoth. Several hours after you wake, your laborious descent pays dividends. The red glow emanating from the bottom of the stairs grows brighter with each step. The stone floor finally levels off, and the choking tunnel walls open to reveal a labyrinthine network of immense, far-reaching caverns. Littered throughout the caverns are the ruins of a vast city, the likes of which you have never seen. The elaborate stone architecture has been worn away by ages of abandonment, but you sense that there is a history here that runs deeper than you can even fathom. When you turn around to question Ishtaka, you notice a faint yellow glow in her eyes. Her pupils narrowed and contracted. Yoth, the last refuge of Volusia, she quietly intones. Just then, a terrifying roar echoes throughout the cavern. The walls and floor shake with tremendous force, and the red glow that permeates the area brightens. A flood of hisses emerges from the tunnels all around you. Ishtaka walks to the edge of the nearby precipice and looks out over the vast depths. He is here. I feel his presence, the father of serpents, Yig. Check campaign log. We are forging our own path, so we go to intro 2. You realize now that Ishtaka has her own agenda, Alejandro as well. Both have been using you for their own ends, keeping you from the truth. You raise a weapon and demand answers from her. Catching her by surprise, Yig demands the relic be brought to the Nexus. She responds anxiously. Her eyes glow brightly. Her skin starts to scale over. Your eyes narrow, and you move to corner her against the edge of the precipice, so she cannot escape. The relic cannot be trusted in the hands of the Brotherhood. This much is true, for it is Volusia that shall be restored to glory. Yig is called, and I must answer. Before you can react, she throws herself off the edge and into the depths below. Record that Ishtaka is set against you. There we go. Ishtaka is against us. Alright, and then we add the final elder thing to the bag. Alright, we're in this now. With that, we skip straight into setup. Alright, here's the fun part about the setup. Check the number of tally marks under Yig's Fury. If there are 0 tally marks, search the encounter cards for Yig and each copy of Pit Warden and remove those cards from the game. So in here you have Yig, and we do not have to worry about him. We played nice with the snakes, and now he won't bother us. And then down here, we got the Pit Wardens. It says remove all the Pit Wardens, right? Yeah, remove each copy of the Pit Wardens from the game. Alright. So we get to remove all the Pit Wardens. So that's 3 less enemies I have to worry about. And we don't have to worry about Yig at all. Yig is pretty tough. I mean, he's an ancient one. Out of the ancient ones, generally Yig is generally not seen as the... I mean, all ancient ones are bad to deal with because they're ancient ones, but Yig is generally one you can actually kind of just take on in a lot of the games that involve him. But he's completely immune to damage while there's other serpents around, and as you probably have noticed, this campaign is pretty heavy on the spawning of monsters. He also gives all serpent enemies at his location alert and retaliate, and he hits for 3 and 3, so he is pretty brutal. And he has 18 health if we did have to deal with him. Of course, he's massive. And then the Pit Wardens were humanoid monster serpents with Vengeance 1. And if Yig is in play, you spawn a Pit Warden at Yig's location. Otherwise, you place him in the pursuit area, which we'll talk about later. And it has Hunter. 4 fight, 4 health, 1 evade. Hits for 1 and 1. Yeah, that 4 health is pretty nasty. Oh, sorry. It has to be another serpent at its location. So yeah, every Pit Warden would spawn on top of Yig, and then you would have to deal with the Pit Warden before you can deal with Yig. It's just bad times all around. But thanks to our excruciating efforts to avoid pissing off the snakes, we don't have to deal with them at all. The way it works is the more tally marks you have, it would gradually give you less and less time, and eventually you'll be at the point where it just literally spawns the egg right off the bat. Because he doesn't spawn immediately. As for the rest of it, we got 10 single-sided locations set aside out of play. Draw one of the locations at random other than Steps of Yoth and put it into play, and we'll start at that randomly chosen location. We set aside the Harbinger of Volusia. We don't need to worry about that. Yeah, if we were in Agenda 6 already, we would set aside, we would actually take Yig into the pursuit area, which we'll talk about later. We got exploration deck we need to set up, and then we also have depth levels that we need to keep track of. Everything else is pretty standard. Let's go ahead and talk about depth level. Throughout this scenario, the number of resources under the current depth level on the scenario reference card indicates the current depth level as the investigators journey deeper into Yoth. By completing Act 1, resources are added to the current depth level, and play continues until the investigators reach a certain depth or are defeated. Deeper levels of Yoth are deadlier, but the deeper the level the investigators are able to reach, the better the resolution of this scenario will be. The current depth level has no game effect on its own, however some encounter cards may change or become stronger depending on the current depth level. Pursuit. Some cards in this scenario reference an area called the Pursuit Area. The Pursuit Area is an out-of-play area next to the Act and Agenda deck that enemies can enter and leave via card effects. Generally speaking, enemies in play will move to the Pursuit Area whenever the investigators reach a next depth level. So usually when you go to a new depth level, it's going to clear out all the locations, but rather than defeating the enemies or discarding them, it just puts them in the pursuit area so they can keep chasing after you. Although the pursuit area is out of play, whenever an enemy moves to the pursuit area, it keeps all tokens and attachments. Enemies in the pursuit area are considered to be in pursuit. Enemies that are in pursuit are considered to be out of play and cannot be affected by player cards and investigator actions. However, enemies that are in the pursuit area can re-enter play by a variety of card abilities. So yeah. Essentially, we're trying to get as deep as possible while snakes are chasing us. Alright, so with all that, we'll go ahead and I'm going to shuffle the encounter deck. Agenda 1A, the descent begins. Slowly and cautiously, you begin your descent into the red-lighted caverns of Yoth. It is quiet, and only the crumbling of stone and your echoing footfalls can be heard in the tunnels surrounding you. 3 doomed to advance. There are 7 agendas, but as you can see, the doom clocks are pretty short. Act 1A, Journey to the Nexus. Doubt and horror grew upon me as I wound still farther down the seemingly endless staircase. Would the thing never stop? As an action, if there are no clues on your location, you explore. And then same rules as before. If it's connecting, you put it into play and go to it. At the end of the round, if investigators at Steps of Yoth possess the requisite number of clues, they may advance. Beware, any investigator who is not at Steps of Yoth will be defeated. So you need to get everyone to Steps of Yoth and get, in this case, 6 clues. And that's how you go down the floors. Down here, we got Depths of Yoth. We are starting at depth level 1. Usually you keep track of this with resources, but this is digital, so we can actually use numbers. Skulls is minus X, where X is the current depth level, which is right now minus 1. We don't really need to worry about cultists or tablets, but cultists would have been reveal another token if you fail. Search each separate enemy at your location or connecting the location heal 2 damage. Tablet is reveal another token if you fail. You place a clue on your location from the token pool. But we get Elder Things. Elder Things is minus 2, and if there are 3 or more Vengeance points in the victory display, you automatically fail this test instead. But we don't have any Vengeance, so it's just a minus 2. Alright. So there's a lot of randomization as far as the setup here. So I'm going to go ahead and put the break in now, and we'll be right back. Alright, this is my second attempt. Unfortunately, I did make a mistake. To explore, you have to have no clues on your location. I did explore with clues on my location. I also did some other silly mistakes, like forgetting that I had actions left on Mandy and stuff like that. Which is too bad. I did get the tarot card, the positive tarot card, where I could have gotten rid of trauma, which would have been nice. But to be honest, I only got down 1 floor, and it didn't. It was a slow floor. Like, I kept finding nothing but 0 clue locations. It was pretty rough. but we were still pretty in control. But like I said, I'm just trying to get the rules to work. So, damned, what are you going to do to me this time? So last time the damned card I got was the not playing assets one. This time we have the lose one of my allies ones. Okay. Bye-bye, Mr. Rook. I'm just going to go ahead and set it aside for now. And then I'm also going to go ahead and resolve the observed. Put these down here. I can start with 2 additional cards, which would put me at 9. The first time each investigator deck would run out of cards, you can shuffle the bottom 10 of cards of their discard back into their deck. And then this one is choose 1 basic weakness in their deck and remove it from the game. That's not going to help me. So I guess I'm doing Chariot. We'll put that out for now. And then, so Chariot was the one that Rita got. So we'll just see what Rita gets this time. 2 additional mulligans, and I can either get +1 on a willpower or +1 on the first intelligence check. We'll do the additional mulligans. Okay, so with that, let's go ahead and start our opening hand. She's going to draw 9 cards. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. Oh wait, sorry. Take those back. We forgot to do Ancestral Knowledge. So we'll search the deck and go in order. 1, 2, 3, 4. I could have probably just taken the cards that I drew, but that's okay. And 5. So it is random, that's why I'm just grabbing the ones from the top. Search. So 2 survey the areas, 2 promise of powers, and a Eureka. Okay, now shuffle this and then draw 9. Two Grim Memoirs, Knowledge's Power, Segment of Onyx, Practice Makes Perfect, Burning the Midnight Oil. So definitely putting these 3 down. Go without that for now. So draw 4 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. Perfect. Okay, that's a way to start. All right, over here. That's been disabled. All right, deal to orange. Okay, I can do 2 additional mulligans. So I can do 3 mulligans right now. And to be honest, what I have is actually pretty good. Let's go ahead and get rid of these 2. That's a weakness. And that's a grizzled. Let's go ahead and get rid of those 2 still. That's our second mulligan. You know what? I'm kind of okay with this. Yeah, I'm okay with it. Okay, with that, that's resolved. This is resolved. So we don't have to worry about the tarot cards now. We'll shuffle this one more time, shuffle this one more time, and then we'll do the setup here. I'll shuffle the encounter deck and shuffle this, and then hit setup. Oh my god. Oh my god, this one. Alright. So, well, the good news is we're starting at a zero clue location, which means we can just explore. But the bad news is it's this one, Crumbling Precipice, 4 Shroud, 0 clues. When you attempt to explore while at Crumbling Precipice, test Willpower 4 if you fail, test Agility 3. If you fail, test Combat 2. And if you fail, you fall to your death and are killed. If you succeed at any of these tests, you explore as usual, 1 false step. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and start with Mandy. I'm going to spend 2 to get out the Expedition Journal. And start from there. This is terrifying. Oh, also I need to resolve the at a crossroads. I'll have one less action and draw 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. Alright. I'm going to go ahead and use the expedition journal and try to explore. So right now I have to do a willpower 4 test. And let's just I'm just gonna go 3 to 4. I'm glad I did. Auto failed. All right. Next, I will go ahead and exhaust the ancestral knowledge. So the next test is a foot 3 test. I'm going to commit a survey of the area from the from my ancestral knowledge. So we're going to be 8 to 3, and we. Oh, sorry. I said survey the area, and for some reason it didn't grab it. You heard me say it. I definitely was not wanting to do Promise of Power, but in any case, it was a -2, so I do pass. Let's go ahead and explore. Not connected. Connected. And we found the Steps of Yoth, but we don't have the clues for it. This location, yeah, unfortunately, none of this connects to this. Steps of Yoth, 3 shrouds, 0 clues. When adding to the current depth level, as a reaction, if investigators at the Steps of Yoth have 10 clues as a group, an investigator at Steps of Yoth can cross off a rope from their supplies and add an additional resource to the current depth level. So with excessive clues and sacrificing your rope, you can go two floors down instead of 1. I don't know how important keeping the rope is from this point, because I don't think it was ever called for in Shattered Aeons, but I don't know about the secret one. A twisting passage over the chasm leads to a set of narrow, steep steps bathed in the red glow of the depths farther below. Alright, I have 2 actions remaining. Unfortunately, we're not getting anywhere. I'm going to go ahead and spend 3 to get out Mr. Rook. And I think for my last action, I'm just going to gain a resource. Actually, I can explore one more time. Let's go ahead and explore one more time and get that out of the way. Yeah, we can do it that way. So anything that's connected to equal sign. That'll be this one. City of Serpents, 3 shroud, 2 clues. While City of Serpents has no clues on it, it is considered to be in the victory display for the purposes of counting vengeance. Isn't that how it always works? I'm pretty sure that's how vengeance works in the first place, but okay. Oh, I guess vengeance only gets counted after the fact. So yeah, I understand now. This much was known from the very few manuscripts and carvings found in the vaults of Zen, beneath the largest ruined city of Yoth. Also, I don't know how important it is to avoid vengeance at this point, but because the whole gig thing was about this scenario. 3 shroud, 2 clues, and I have no. I can do knowledge is power, but I think I'm gonna wait. All right. Meanwhile, over here with Rita, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm starting with 2 resources, so I'm gonna go ahead and spend 2 to get Hunting Jacket out. I'm gonna exhaust Hunting Jacket to throw Elaborate Distraction in here and gain a resource. That was my first action. Second action, I'm going to go ahead and move, because honestly, I don't trust myself to do the Crumbling Precipice. And that'll be it. No enemies, go to Upkeep. Knowledge is power. Meat Cleaver. First Doom. I'll shuffle this one more time and then draw. Snake Scourge. All my items are now blank, which includes my Expedition Journal, unfortunately, and my Library Pass. Ancestral Fear. Peril Surge. We will go ahead and put a Doom on our location. So we're going to advance next round. It does surge. I'll go ahead and place another doom. And it surges again. And we got a Snake Scourge. Okay, so I can't use the Hunting Jacket this round. Alright, investigation phase. This is pretty rough. I'm going to go ahead and start with Bandy. I'm going to go ahead and use Mr. Rook. I'll search the top 9 and grab 2 cards. And trigger our weakness. That's pretty much all I wanted to do. Serpent's Call, you must either put this set aside Poison Weakness into play or draw the top 2 cards of the encounter deck. Draw on top 2 cards. Deep Dark. And low on supplies. Each of us will take a damage. Alright, no shortage of nonsense from that. I can only get 1 clue here. I will investigate using Burning the Midnight Oil to gain 2 resources. I am going to go ahead and use Ancestral Knowledge to grab the Eureka from here. So that'll put me at 6 to 3. I succeed, I get 1 clue. And I get to search top 3. Unfortunately, the occult evidence isn't going to do anything for me. I'll take the Ward of Protection, though. Yeah, because of Deep Dark, unfortunately. Alright. So that was my first action. Second action, I am going to go ahead and spend 3 to go ahead and get out the Grim Memoir. And then my last action, I'm just going to gain a resource. Because I can't explore here. And I don't want to move back. Alright, I'm going to start with, continue with Rita. Let's see, at the end of the round. Okay. First action, I'm going to gain a resource. Second action, I'm going to spend 3 resources to get out to Pete Sylvester. Actually, scrap that. Let's go ahead and move down. And we'll go ahead and investigate. We're 2 to 3 right now. Just thinking how I want to do this. Yeah, I'll go ahead and investigate. I'm going to have Mandy do Practice Makes Perfect. Search top 9. Because we're in the same location. And we'll just pick this Occult Knowledge. That'll give, what, +3? So that'll put you at, what, 5 to... Okay. Yeah, that'll still be +3. Yeah, we'll do +3. And... because it's based off my willpower, so it's +3 book. That brings her up to 5 to 3. And she can commit a... resourceful. So that'll be 6 to 3. We succeed. So this will go into my hand. This will get discarded. She gets to grab a card, which there's only one to pick from, which will be at a crossroads, which will get revealed as a dilemma. Next round, I'll have I'll have one less action, and I'm going to draw 3 cards now. Okay, Overzealous is going to trigger. Deep Dark again. And it surges into... Oh, I forgot to remove the Pit Wardens. 1 second. We'll just discard them as they come up. Okay, Brood of Yig. Okie dokie. That goes away. I still have an action remaining. Oh, and I'm getting engaged by an enemy, so I can go ahead and do Bewitching. And I'm going to grab this Dirty Fighting. Alright, and then I'm going to go ahead and evade this guy. I'm 5-2. And I'm going to go ahead and commit a long shot to this. I succeed. I have no limit on my ability, but it doesn't matter. I will use that ability, though, and do a damage. And then the long shot will do another damage for 2. And this will get set aside. Okay. So good news is we got the clue off of that. Bad news is everything else. One thing to note about this Brood of Yig is right now there's no clues on the City of Serpents, so Vengeance 2 is active. So it actually has 4 fight. Alright, enemy phase, nothing going on. Upkeep, we'll go ahead and resolve our upkeep. Give me 1 second. Okay, I was verifying I had not shuffled. There we go. Alright, meanwhile over here, upkeep. Then this thing's going to re-engage. I'm going to go ahead and... Okay, I checked hand size after all that, so I think I'm just going to not worry about doing Bewitching right now. Snake Scourges get discarded. 1 Deep Dark gets discarded. And we're going to advance. The Doom on this location goes away. We lost 1 round from the Ancient Evil equivalent. It could have been worse. City of the Damned. The Serpent's ruins are ancient, decrepit, and devoid of life. Nearly all of their structures have collapsed, but evidence of their great cities remains, along with statues and idols of their gods. This realm must have been abandoned long ago. Find the enemy that is in pursuit with the highest evade value and spawn it at where the depth level began, which we don't have anything in the pursuit, so we're fine. Horrific descent. Hisses begin to emanate from the tunnels all around you. Snake eyes glare at you from the dark as you attempt to avoid encountering the creatures that remain in this realm. You weave in and out of narrow tunnels and hide behind broken down walls and crumbling pillars, 3 doomed to advance. Children of Volusia, put it into play next to the agenda. Each serpent enemy gets +1 fight, +1 evade. At the end of the round, discard 1 copy of Children of Volusia from play, max 1 per round. And we've gotten all the Deep Darks out of the way, at least. Jeez. Alright, so right now this Brood of Yig has 5 fight and 3 evade. Alright, investigation phase. I want to start with Mandy. I'm going to explore using the Expedition Journal, because now that's active again. That is a yellow circle. Nothing. Okay, that connects at least. Okay, Hall of Heresy. While an investigator is in the Hall of Heresy, it's considered in the victory display for the purposes of counting vengeance. It had been built in imitation of certain temples depicted in the halls of Zen, a house to house a very terrible black toad idol. Vengeance 2. So right now this Brood of Yig has 7 fight now. Alright, while I'm here, I'll go ahead and spend 1 to get out the Segment of Onyx. I'm then going to go ahead and do a Burning the Midnight Oil to gain 2 resources and investigate. We're currently 5-4. Yeah, I'll just go 5 to 4. I fail. Alright, next I'm going to go ahead and use Mr. Rook. Search top 9 and use the ability to grab 2 cards. I'll reveal this occult evidence to get a clue. And put this in my hand. And then the 2 cards I want to add in is this Pathfinder and this Eureka. Then I'm going to go ahead and gain a resource and then spend 3 to get out Pathfinder. And I think that's going to be it for now. Just like the previous one, it was just so slow to gather any, make any progress in this. Alright, Rita, I'm going to go ahead and exhaust the hunting jacket and put one of these bum rushes in here and gain 2 resources. I'm then going to go ahead and evade this guy 5 to 2. I succeed. I'll do a damage to him with my ability and kill it. Oh, sorry, it was actually 5 to 3. It had +1 evasion. I still passed because the skull is only -1 right now. Alright, I'm then going to go ahead and move over to this location. And to be honest, I think I'm just going to investigate. Mandy will go ahead and commit Mandy will just commit a Grim Memoir. They'll go 3 to 4 then. If fail, I'll use a lucky to pass and get the clue. So the limit, by the way, is per investigator per location. So just trying to mitigate the damage here. Draw a card, and that's going to be it for the round. Okay, we're slowly. We just need 2 more clues and then get to the steps of Yoth, and then we can kind of make things happen. Oh, also I forgot to reshuffle these back. So there's a yellow circle here. We can connect to that, and then we're going to kind of have to make a backtrack to get to where we need to go. Upkeep. Also, I forgot to spend the secret from last round. Alright. Upkeep. And Mythos. Give me a moment. Okay. We'll lose 1 Deep Dark and 1 Children of Illusia. Get our first Doom for this agenda. Another Children of Illusia. And an enemy, I will get engaged. I think I'm going to go ahead and take the ace in the hole at this point. Alright, investigation. I'm going to go ahead and start with Mandy. I want to do an explore, sorry. Not connected. So it's going to be the other one, which this is definitely connected. Alright, so Bright Canyon, 2 Shroud, 4 clues. After you enter Bright Canyon, if you're poisoned, you take 1 damage. As an action, check your supplies. If you have binoculars, discover 2 clues at Bright Canyon. Group limit once each step level. Alright, so I get over to here. I will go ahead and take the action and get a clue, because Deep Dark is a annoying thing. So, got that clue. I am going to go ahead and so I can't do anything with that. I'm going to use Mr. Rook. Search the top 9, use my ability to grab 2 cards. Perfect, that's what I wanted. Okay, so we have a game plan. I am going to go ahead and spend 1 to get one of these out. The other one will stay in my hand. I'm going to Pathfind move back to here, and then I'm going to move to here, and then I'm going to gain a resource and then use it to get out Segment of Onyx and get out Pension of the Queen, and then that'll be it for her. Meanwhile, over here, I will go ahead and exhaust the Hunting Jacket to put I'm done running here and gain 3 resources. Next, I'm going to go ahead and evade this guy. We'll go 5 to 3. That's just -2, so we do pass. I am going to use my ability to move to a connecting location and move to here. And then I'm going to, actually, I'll move, let's see, could I get this to work? Yeah, I'm going to move to actually over to Bright Canyon and see if we can make something happen here. I'm going to investigate. We're 2 to 2. Auto fail, so I fail by 2. I will go ahead and spend 2 to do look what I found and grab a single clue. And then I'm going to move back. I'm going to play Ace in the Hole. It's just going to give me 3 actions. I'm going to use one of those actions, then move to Steps of Yoth. And then I'm going to spend 3 to get out Pete Sylvester. And then I'm going to spend 3 to get out Dirty Fighting. What a turn. Alright. So yeah, I was tempted to just go to Steps of Yoth and to get set up that and just get set up there, but then I would have to wait an entire turn to advance, and I didn't want to do that. Oh, Children of Fallujah. Okay, so I actually failed the Children of because of the Children of Fallujah because of the thing, because I actually had 4 evasion. I'm just going to lucky it then and draw a card. So that was my bad. So yeah, this thing I had 4 evasion, I had 5, and I had -2 from the Elder thing. But I did have a lucky, so I'll just do that and draw a card instead. Okay. I was actually planning on using the lucky for the investigate, but since I drew the autofill, I had to use the look what I found anyway. Not the most efficient thing, but if it means I get to go to the next floor immediately, that's probably for the best. Alright, enemy phase, nothing's happening. Upkeep. I need to discard a card. At this point, I'll discard Occult Evidence. Over here, at a crossroads, I'll lose an action and draw 3 cards. Get hoods. I'll do Bewitching to get the sweeping kick. Alright, end of the round. This Deep Dark finally goes away, this Children of Fallujah goes away, and I can spend 6 clues to advance. Everyone's at the Steps of Yoth, so we're good on that front. Add 1 resource to the current depth level. If the current depth level is 5+ and you're playing campaign mode, do go to Resolution 2. Otherwise, perform the following. So if you're playing standalone, you can actually try to do a challenge to see how deep you can go. So we're at depth level 2. Each investigator who is not at Steps of Yoth is left behind and is defeated. Each surviving investigator loses each of his or her clues. We don't have any clues left. Move each enemy in play to the pursuit area. We'll have the pursuit area just be over here. It actually includes the hoods. Draw and then remove all doom from locations in play. Set each location in play and an exploration deck aside, out of play. Investigators are not defeated during this process. Draw a random set of a location, random set aside a location other than Steps of Yoth. Put it into play and move there, and then make a new explorer deck. And then you flip this back over. So we flip it back over. We're gonna move these to a side. We're gonna hit this setup button, and now we start at Caverns of Yoth. After Caverns of Yoth enters play, place clues on it equal to its current depth level. So it gets 2 more clues. Okay. They or their principal ancestral element had first been found in a wild state amidst the Cyclopean ruins of the deserted red-lidded world of Yoth, which lay below the blue-lit world of Kinyan. You don't say. 1 second. Okay, I believe we're still good. We'll get second doom for horrific descent. Draw our back cards. Lightless Shadow, test agility 1. This test gets plus X difficulty, where X is the current depth level, which is 2. If you fail, take 2 damage. There is something in the black realm below, something sealed away, something worse than everything you have seen thus far. Something that fills even the serpent's creatures with unbridled terror. You don't say. Alright, skulls are -2 by the way now. Okay, I'm going to commit an Eye of Truth to this. That'll bring us up to 7-3. We succeed, and now this will get set up here for the future. And then for you, Curse of Yeg. This is your first Curse of Yeg. Good for you. And then luck. Alright, that is definitely something we probably want to get rid of at some point, but for now we got this. Okay, we got things to do. I could do Relic of Ages, but that's really, actually yeah, Relic of Ages right now would actually not be a bad idea. But we also need to get all the clues off of this thing. Do we have any deductions in here? We do not. I can get... Okay, we can make this work. I'm going to do a Knowledge is Power using the Grim Memoir. We'll go 7-1. We succeed, we get 1 clue. And draw a card. I'll go ahead and do it again. Grim Memoir. I'm going to commit a deduction. So we're going to be 7-9-1. This is level 2 deduction, by the way. We pass. I'm going to get to draw a card and get 3 clues. So I got all the clues off. I'm going to go ahead and use the Expedition Journal and explore. Not connected. Connected. Okay. Alright, so we should be able to get through this quicker because that's connected to the stairs. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and gain a resource. I'm going to spend 2 resources to get out the Relic of Ages. I'm going to go ahead and exhaust it and do a intelligence test. I'll commit a perception. I'll go 8-4. We pass. We draw 2 cards. And I get to remove a doom from the current agenda. Alright. I'm going to just put this face down to show that it's been used, and successfully used, rather. All right. I'm going to go ahead and use the Pendant of the Queen to grab one clue from this location. And then last action, I'm going to go ahead and investigate with Grim Memoir, actually using a secret this time, to go 7 to 3. We succeed. We beat it by 2. So I'll get to get a clue and draw a card. Alright, meanwhile, Rita, she's going to go ahead and just move over 1. And she's going to try to get rid of this Curse of Yig. Can you do it yourself? Yeah, I'll commit a Meat Cleaver. We'll go 5 to 2. That's a success. This goes away. Your strength goes back to normal. So does your health. Alright. Enemy phase, nothing going on. Upkeep. And upkeep. Mythos. Second Doom again. Brood of Yig. And Eater of the Depths. Spawn. Put a random set-aside location into play and spawn Eater of the Depths there. Hunter Massive. X is the current depth level. Victory 2. So put a random set-aside location. So it's one of these ones. Okay. We now have the Eater of the Depths to deal with. 6 health, huh? I wouldn't mind fighting him. He's going to keep chasing us if we don't, and become more evasive. So that is an option. I'm just seeing what my options are as far as like tanking him. And this is just a crumbling precipice. Okay. So I can run over there and then try to evade him. And then go from there. But I would think I need to get the fire extinguisher out first before I do anything else. So yeah, I think I'll do that. I'm going to get out the fire extinguisher. I'm then going to go ahead and engage the Brood of Yig and then evade it. 6 to 2, sorry. Or that can happen. Alright. Not the end of the world. Meanwhile, with Mandy. Let's go ahead and I want to use Expedition Journal, and we'll take care of the Explorer right now. Not connected. That is connected. That'll take us down this way. I'm then going to Pathfind move away. Because yeah, I think that's we want to stay away from that. I could make him aloof and never have to worry about him again, but I actually want to kill him and get whatever victory we can. Last action, I'm just going to gain a bunch of resources. That'll be it. Alright, also this thing actually has 4 fight right now, just FYI. Alright, enemy phase, this guy will move over. And then this guy's going to hit for 1 and 1. I'll take the damage here, and I want to put the horror here for now. I was thinking about breaking the jacket. What do I have in here? Yeah, I think we'll hold on to it for now. Alright, upkeep, Necronomicon. We can make that work. I do need a discard, though. To be honest, let's go ahead and get rid of the existential. Well, I'm 5 cards away. I'm going to get rid of the Deny Existence. Okay. Mythos, we will advance. Fountain of Venom. You pass through a cracked earthen clearing that once might have been a plaza. Standing half collapsed in the center of the plaza are the remains of a stone fountain dry as a bone. At the very bottom of the fountain's basin is a glob of black syrupy ooze. Find the enemy in the pursuit with the highest evade value and spawn it. It's a tie, actually, but I'll take Fang Yig. And it's going to spawn where? Where we began the depth level, which is right here. And this thing doesn't actually have Hunter. Okay, check your supplies. If we have a canteen, this could be useful, and you collect a strange liquid. I'm pretty sure the strange liquid is never referenced. Anyway, endless caverns. You are convinced of it now. These caverns are without end. They must span the entirety of the subterranean layer of the earth. Will you ever reach the nexus? Will you ever make it home? 4, doomed to advance. Okay. So, alright, let's draw our bad card. Serpent's Ire. If there are no serpent enemies in pursuit, gain Surge. Otherwise, find the... Okay, so there are actually no serpents in pursuit right now. Just FYI. Just making sure I'm doing this right. Yeah, it's just enemies. It doesn't care if it's serpents or not. So yeah, this will get Surge. Low on supplies. I'll take a damage. Yeah, I'll take a damage. Also, yeah, that's all good. Okay, yeah, I'll take a damage. We'll kill off Mr. Rook. And you can just take a damage for now. Well, actually, we can take it on the hunting jacket now, since I don't have to worry about discarding. Okay. As for your card, Lost in the Wilds. I will. We're in the same location, right? Yep. Mandy's going to commit this Eye of Truth today. This will make it 8-3. We succeed. This will be set up here. All right. Investigation phase. So we can definitely get to the stairs. There's no question about that. So let's do that. I'm going to go ahead and evade the Brood of Yig. 6-2. We succeed. I'll use my ability to move down to here. I will then proceed to spend 1 to do a sweeping kick, and I'm going to commit a long shot. So that's going to make us 9-5. And I'll do 1, 2, 3 damage. No, that's not good enough. If it's engaged with you. Yeah, I think I'm already kind of committed to this. We'll just do it. All right. Yeah, 9-5. Oh, actually, I'll do I'm done running. We'll activate that. I won't worry about the Brood of Yig because I don't care about that. So yeah, I move down. This is fast. I can play it during my turn. This guy will get readied. And I'll go to town. Alright. We definitely hit. That's going to do 2 damage from the sweeping kick. +1 from the long shot. And whenever you evade an enemy, instead of exhausting and disengaging it, you can do another damage. So I'll do another damage. And then I'll go ahead and do Dirty Fighting. Because this still works even if it doesn't exhaust it. I'll attack with the Fire Extinguisher, which will put us at 4 to 5 right now. Fortunately, I don't really have anything to commit, so we'll just go 4 to 5. If I fail, it doesn't matter. It doesn't have Retaliate. Okay, and then I will go ahead and we'll just keep attacking with the Fire Extinguisher. We'll go 4 to 5. Yeah, I forgot I didn't have enough resources for all this. Actually, I could just evade. Yeah, I'll just do an evade. We'll go 6 to 2. It doesn't matter, I failed. Okay, I'll heal Horror off of this. Next, Mandy will go down. To here. And I'm going to go ahead and exhaust the library pass and get this out. And I'm engaged with a massive enemy, so I'll just do 3 damage to it with the Necronomicon and kill it. Okay, and then my remaining 2 secrets, I will go ahead and say that'll put us at what, 3 left, 4 left? Yeah, I'll spend the 2 secrets to draw 2 cards. Alright, and then I still have actions remaining. I'm just going to gain 2 resources, and then this will get put on the bottom of the deck. And that was with Pathfind move. So yeah, Pathfind move down, use Necronomicon on Library Pass, draw cards, and then gain 2 resources. Okay. Good to go. Enemy phase. Those guys will eventually unexhaust. Upkeep. I need to discard a card. I think at this point, let's go ahead and get rid of the riddle. And go to this upkeep. Alright, we'll spend the 6 clues and advance again. So these guys will be put in the pursuit track. And we'll set you guys aside. We go to 3rd death level to setup. Broken Passage. And skulls are -3 now. It's getting a bit more dangerous. And then we'll go ahead and get our first doom for this. Lightless Shadow. We do have the Eye of Truth on this. The difficulty now is 4, so I'm going to be 7 to 4. We pass. Bathophobia. Test Willpower 1. This gets +X difficulty, where X is the current depth level. So it's 4 now. And if you fail, you take 2 horror. There's still much of the earth we do not understand. For that, we can be thankful. We're in the same location, so I'll go ahead and commit this Occult Theory, which will give 5, so it'll be 9 to 4. Good to go. Alright, investigation phase. So, Broken Passage, 3 Shrouds, 0 Clues, Ancient Cave Yoth. When you explore while at Broken Passage, check your supplies. If you do not have a pickaxe, you place 1 Doom on Broken Passage. The subterraneous approaches to Kinyon, or such as could be remembered, were either blocked up or carefully guarded, and all encroachers were treated as dangerous spies and enemies. We'll go ahead and explore with Rita, because we need her to do this, because she has the pickaxe. Alright, Bridge over Nikai. 2 Shroud, 2 Clues. Bridge over Nikai gets +1 Shroud for each Vengeance point in the victory display, which is right now 0. One other thing which endangered Zamakana's status in Tasath was his persistent curiosity regarding the ultimate abyss of Nikai beneath the red leaden Yoth. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and spend an action to investigate. We failed by 2, thanks to the auto-fail. I'll go ahead and do look what I found and grab 2 clues here. And then last action, I'm just going to gain a resource. Alright, Mandy, I'm going to go ahead and Pathfind move over to here, and then Expedition Journal Explore, and get ourselves up to here. Alright, Bright Canyon, we've dealt with this before. I'll spend an action to grab 2 clues because I have the binoculars. It's once per depth level, so I can do it here. Alright. I will then go ahead and spend a charge of the pen to the Queen to grab a clue. And then I'm going to go ahead and investigate. Yeah, we'll just investigate. We'll go 5 to 2. We succeed, we grab 1 clue. And then last action, I'm just going to move back, because this is the one that's connected to the stairs. Alright, no enemies, upkeep. Mythos, second doom. Bathophobia. I am currently 3 to 4. I'll commit an occult theory and go 8 to 4. I fail, I'm going to take 2 horror. And there's not anything I can do about it. Alright. As for you, Creeping Poison, it surges. Curse of Yig. Okay, investigation phase. I'm going to start with Mandy. Mandy's going to go ahead and use the Expedition Journal. And get ourselves to the Steps of Yoth. And then I'm going to go ahead and just gain 3 resources. And then Rita can move down for her turn. I'll go ahead and I'll try to get rid of the Curse of Yeg. We're currently 4 to 2. We'll go ahead and commit a Grizzled. Go 5 to 2. Succeeded. It goes away. Strength goes back to normal. This goes away. Last action, I'm just going to gain a resource. Alright, enemy phase. Nothing. Upkeep. We'll go ahead and, well, first we got to do upkeep. Upkeep. Sound support. Upkeep. Chair's keepsake. And then end of the round, we'll spend the 6 clues again and flip this over. As always, we're now at 4th depth level. So we just need to go down one more time. Let's go ahead and set you guys aside. Do the setup. Starting the broken passage again. Alright, get our 3rd doom. Pit Warden, which should have been removed. Keep drawing. Fang and Yig. And for you, Pit Warden, which should have been discarded a while ago. Children of Illusia. Okay. Investigation phase. I'm going to go ahead and start with Rita. I'll have her explore because she has the pickaxe. Actually, it doesn't really matter, does it? Because it's going to advance regardless. So in that case, with that in mind, I'm going to spend 1 to do a sweeping kick on the Fang of Yig. This will put us at 9 to 4. We succeed, we do 2 damage, and I'll use my ability because we auto-evade him to do another damage and kill it. Alright, next I'll go ahead and do a Chair's Keepsake, and then I'll go ahead and explore anyway. Crumbling Precipice. That's kind of a no-go. Alright, Mandy. I'm going to go ahead and have her explore in place. See if we can get something better. Thank you. Bridge over Nikai. I'll go ahead and use the Pin of the Queen to grab a clue. And then shuffle these back in. Our wonderful 1-card deck. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and investigate this location. I'll do a Eureka, go 6-2. We pass. Oh, speaking of, skulls are -4 now. I do succeed. I'll search top 3. I'll put this Necronomicon in my hand. Grab this clue. Next action, I am going to go ahead and spend 2 to get out the sound support. And then I'm going to explore one more time. No go. Alright. So that location has 4 supply. Okay, we can make that work. And we'll have to do it from the Crumbling Precipice is the problem. Alright. That's everybody. Upkeep. Mythos. Children of Felucia goes away. Alright. Deep below the earth. The path ahead is blocked by a sheer rock cliff. You start to search for a way around when suddenly hisses and shrieks emerge from behind you, and the area is bathed in orange firelight. The serpents are coming. One of you must climb to safety and pull the others up. Find the enemy in the pursuit crack with the hides of value and spawn it at the location where the investigators began. We'll pick this one. The lead investigator chooses one investigator to be the group scout and then check his supplies. I will pick Mandy. If Mandy has the rope, he or she's able to climb up with ease, and the investigator suffer no ill effects. Otherwise, you have to do a 5 test, else you take a physical exhaustion, physical trauma. City of Blood. The caverns are no longer quiet. The angry cries and rattling of serpent creatures is all around you now, urging you on, where the cavern's unnatural red glow becomes even more intense in this red light. The cities of Yoth take on another guise, no longer a source of hidden knowledge, but a place of animosity that resents your mere presence. Okay. We'll go ahead and draw our bad cards. Yeah, it just spawns one guy. That's not a problem. Alright. Let's go ahead and bad card. Serpent's Ire. We do have people in the pursuit. Find the enemy in the pursuit with the highest fight value and spawn it engaged with you. If the enemy is spawned by this effect, test Agility X, where X is the enemy's fight value. If you fail, that enemy attacks you. So engage with me. And I have to do an Agility 2 test because it has 2 fight. Yep. That is what's happening. Alright. So I'll go 3-2. I'll go ahead and do Ancestral Knowledge. Actually, no, I don't want to do Ancestral Knowledge. We'll just go 3-2. We pass. As for you, Lost in the Wilds, we do have Eye of Truth on it, so we're going to be 8-3. And we pass. Okay, investigation phase. Alright. Let's, I'm going to go ahead and use Library Pass to get out the Necronomicon. I'm going to spend 4 charges, or 4 secrets rather, to do 3 damage to this snake, or serpent rather, and kill it. Next I will Pathfind move down to here, and then I'm going to Expedition Journal. I have to do the test first. I am currently 3 to 4. We'll do 3 to 4. Anyone can commit. We'll commit this burn after reading, make it 4 to 4. And I'll go ahead and commit a Practice Makes Perfect, make it 5 to 4, just because I can. Fortunately, that's nowhere near enough. Alright, now I have to do a 3 to 3 test. I'm going to go ahead and do the Ancestral Knowledge now, and grab this Survey the Area. And we pass, thank God. And we'll do the Explore. Okay, and then I will get to work here. I'm going to investigate. Using the Grim Memoir and commit a deduction. This will put us at 7, 8 to 2. We pass, and I get to search top 3. So we'll do this. Grab 2 clues. Either way, I'm going to draw a card and search and grab another card. So we'll just grab all these cards. Well, actually, we can do this. I have a better idea. I can use my ability and grab 2 cards from the Elder Sign, and then take a horror and draw a card because of the Grim Memoir. There you go. I'm going to go ahead and spend 3 to get out all the pendants. Then I'm going to use the pendant to grab a clue. Actually, no, I'm not going to use the pendant to grab a clue. Change the plans. I'm going to go ahead and investigate with Grim Memoir. I'll commit a Perception. This will put us at... actually, I won't. Yeah, that's actually fine. 7 to 10. Yeah, 10. We'll be 10 to 2. We pass. That was -4, so 6 to 2. We definitely pass by enough to get 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. Get 1 clue. I will go ahead and use Knowledge's Power and pick the Necronomicon to grab 1 clue. And then I'm going to use the Pendant of the Queen to teleport back to the Steps of Yoth. And then last action, I'm going to gain a resource. And then the Rita Young will just move up to here and gain 2 resources. End of the round. This thing is not a hunter. Upkeep. Upkeep. And we'll spend the 6 clues. Go to depth level 5, and that is it. Yep, 5+. You go to resolution 2. All right, resolution 2. Here's a question though: do I have any Yix Fury? I do not. That's good. Alright, somehow, despite the odds stacked against you, you've reached your destination. The telltale red glow that has enveloped you since you entered Yoth recedes, replaced with an unpierceable inky darkness. The nexus must be close, you can feel it. Alright, record that the nexus is near. Harbinger didn't actually show up. He was probably on his way. We got no vengeance, and then we get experience equal to victory, and we get additional experience equal to the current depth level. So we have 2 victory from the Eater of the Depths, and we got 5 because we're at depth level 5. So we get 7 experience, putting both characters at 8. Alright, I'll go ahead and spend that experience. 1 second. Okay, so I'll go ahead and put away the tarot cards. Honestly, the Damned wasn't too bad this entire playthrough. The Observers, of course, are always helpful, at least by a little bit. So 8 experience, and honestly, there's not much left for Mandy to buy. I'm going to go ahead and upgrade the remaining deduction to level 2. and then I'm going to go ahead and buy spiritual healing and heal a mental trauma. So I can go in with just one horror for the final battle. That does leave her with 2 experience, which I don't know what else to do with it. The only it's not even just experience. It's not even a situation where it's like, yeah, it's not even a situation where there's not stuff to buy. It's that I don't have any card slots that I can really spare. I can maybe get rid of Deny Existence, and that's about it. Everything else I generally want to hold on to. So I think I'm just going to stay with what we got, because the Deny Existence might be useful, because the things we're about to run into are going to hit like trucks. Alright, and then for Rita, I have 8 experience as well, but she actually has things she can actually buy. So I'm going to go ahead and get the second extinguisher. I'm going to replace my track shoes, my meat cleaver, and my sparrow mask. I'm going to get a fire extinguisher level 3 and 2 derringer level 2s, because we need more weapons. The other reason is because these are, I wanted to buy things that are level 2 at least, so I can take full advantage of burn after reading for the upcoming battle. So 2, 4, 7, I have 1 experience left, which I'm going to go ahead and do an upgrade on Chair's Keepsake. So the upgraded version of Chair's Keepsake costs 0, it's an accessory slot, but it has 4 soak instead of 2. But if it gets defeated by horror, you have to exile it. This is the final battle, so I'm completely fine with exiling it if I have to. Also, if you have ways to, like, you know, discard it either by playing another accessory or some other effect, that's another way to get around the exile. But yeah, with this, grab our weakness, there it is. So yeah, with this, hopefully we'll be somewhat ready for combat. Level 2 Derringers at least have 3 ammo, which is better than nothing, and it does give +2 fight, which is something. And then, you know, if worse comes to worse, I can always do a fire extinguisher and do that nonsense. Alright. And that's what we're looking at. So that leaves her with 0 experience remaining. Alright, so we do have the interlude here, so let's go ahead and do that, and then we can call it. If the investigators fell into the depths, proceed to Darkness 1. If the Nexus is near, skip to Darkness 2. The grim, blood-red caverns and resentful cities of Yoth hold no candle to the terrifying depths that lie below them. You are in the deepest level of this subterranean realm now. The caverns Ishchaka referred to as Nikai. Nothing could have prepared you for the impervious murk that surrounds you on all sides, an inky darkness that none of your light sources can penetrate. You grope around in the darkness until you feel the jagged wall of the cavern and begin to follow it aimlessly, desperately hoping to find the way forward. A grim realization dawns on you. Even should you complete your task, you will surely never find a way back to the surface. The overwhelming darkness of the cavern fills you with a dread you have never before experienced. You cannot see your hands as you grope about in the darkness, nor can you tell if you are in a narrow tunnel or a vast open space. The ground beside you could extend for miles or abruptly become a bottomless cavern, and you would not be able to tell the difference unless you stepped there. Hours pass as you stumble in the dark, slowly, carefully, nervously. Every step could be your last. All right. Check campaign log if you have found the missing relic, which we did. The lead investigator reads Arcane Thrumming. If the relic is missing, you go to Growing Concern. Worried that your fall may have damaged the Etzli relic, you pull it out from your pack and examine it. Oddly, the device seems completely undamaged. It vibrates with a growing intensity, humming louder now than ever before. If the investigators recovered the relic ages, and if you are forging your own path, read Final Dawning below. Otherwise, you suffer no ill effects. Final Dawning. Without Alejandro or Ishchaka to distrust you. Let's see, hold on a second. Yeah, we recovered it. Yeah, we recovered the relic ages, did all that, and we're forging our own path, and we found the missing relic. Yeah, So yeah, we go ahead and do Final Dawning. Without Alejandro or Ishchaka to distrust you, you find yourself studying the relic intently. Both of your guides have only fed you lies. They hid the relic's true nature from you, manipulating you in an attempt to bring the relic to this very place. After your experience with the great race of Yoth, you think you understand why. The technology behind the device's design is far beyond what any human could accomplish, but quite possible for the Yithians. You even recognize some elements of the relic's construction from the technology in Nukotis. Somehow, it ended up in the hands of the Etzli, who defended it with care from all manner of creatures that predate humanity, creatures who wished to use it to turn back time. And now that the relic is in your possession, only you can stop this from occurring. The investigator with Relic of Ages swaps it with the repossessed past version. So here's the final version. Same costs, still slotless item relic. As a lightning bolt, you can do a test willpower book 4. If you succeed, remove 1 doom from any card in play, max 1 success per game. So now it's no longer just the agenda. There's no drawback for failing, and you can remove a card from remove a doom from any card in play. So like cultists and stuff. After spending so much time with the relic, learning about its creators, and you understand now why it was made. The doom of the great race of Yoth was set in time, but it could be circumvented. So with that, we go ahead and get rid of the old one. And it goes in here. Alright, so we have that. After hours of slow progress, you eventually stumble upon a brazier filled with marble cubes. Check your supplies. If any investigator has torches, which we do, that is on Rita. Read Torchlight, otherwise read the Abyss. Though the light from your torches is snuffed by the overpowering darkness of this realm, you decide to try to light the brazier with the flames. To your surprise, after you hold the torch against the strange cubes for several moments, the brazier erupts in a fury of blue and silver flames, consuming your torch and almost melting your hand to the bone. Though the light from the brilliant flame only reaches a few yards around you, more braziers light up in the distance, their flames guiding your path forward, at least you hope. In your campaign log, record the braziers are lit. Check campaign log if braziers are lit. Check your supplies. If you have the map, you can do reading the signs. We don't, so we don't do that. You have no sense of how much time passes in the cold, terrible abyss of Nakai. Cross off all provisions and medicine the investigators have remaining in our supplies. So, bye-bye medicine. Didn't need to use it, but it made me feel safer. Alright, and with that, our next one will be Shatter Aeons, which may be our last scenario. We'll see how it goes. There's a good chance I may get doomed out in this one, so I'm hoping I can make something happen with Rita. But we'll see. So I am the Depressed Dior. This was Arkham Horror, the card game, doing the Forgotten Age with Mandy Thompson and Rita Young. I'll see you guys next time.